is time to touch our bags and drop our sacks on this mailbag edition of Seattle Seahawks Today. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, the somewhat capable host here with you. And training camp just around the corner. Could Seattle make another move or two? I see you guys asking about Scary Terry, Cole Kmet, among others. You also want to know about this roster. We will answer all of your questions, whatever is on your mind here on today's show. And so let's go ahead and get started with this question from Jefferton, who writes in. Hashtag Seahawks, what's the nose guard situation? Hankett's too old to play every snap, and I would to see Murphy wasted again. I think he says he wouldn't want to see Murphy wasted again. Jefferton, Murphy is going to be that nose guard / nose tackle, whatever you want to call him. He'll be the one inside. And then on the outside, you'll have Jaron Reed and Leonard Williams. And here's the deal. Although, folks, you look back at last season, and Byron Murphy's numbers were not anything too crazy, statistically speaking. His worth was really shown when he was out, when Jonathan Hankins had to fill in, and it was a night and day difference. Jonathan Hankins, no disrespect, but he was not good. He had his fair share of struggles, and there was a significant fall-off. So what I expect to see is Byron Murphy now see his numbers start to step up and catch up to be that first-round pick player that he was in last year's draft. I think that Byron Murphy is going to do a good job. I would be concerned on the snaps that Jonathan Hankins is out there. I think there would be a significant fall-off, but we shall wait and see. Nitsu writes in, which Seahawks player will boom this year, and what player will bust this year? Pause. Good stuff, Nitsu. We bring the boom! That's what we do. Shout out to the Costco boys. Who's bringing the boom? Very good question. Byron Murphy would be a good answer. I think Byron Murphy is taking a step up this year. But a guy I really like that I think is going to be an instant impact player as a rookie is Nick Eamon-Wari. I think Nick Eamon-Wari is going to be outstanding. I don't know what his role is exactly, whether he's playing safety or nickel or corner, outside linebacker, inside linebacker. He's got experience playing all of those spots. But whatever it is, he will shine and he will boom. Who is going to bust this year? Pause. Tell you what, when I think about players that will bust, I am not sold on MVS whatsoever. And I'll give you this rant in case, because I've had some of you mention in the past, Tyler, you don't like MVS. Why do you not like MVS? And I feel like I've told this story 100 damn times, but I have to remind you all, because some of you do not listen to me. Here is the simple story when it comes to MVS. Here is his career in a nutshell, okay? Goes to the Kansas City Chiefs. Receiving corps was depleted. They were searching for options after Tyreek Hill departed. And they gave him a chance at a significant role, and MVS failed and got cut. Then he goes to Buffalo, and Buffalo had some serious problems with their receiving corps. And he didn't even make it through the season before he got cut from the Buffalo Bills. And so, two very well-run organizations, elite organizations, I might add, in the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, who had receiver problems. He was not good enough for those two teams, but I'm supposed to believe he's good enough for Seattle. And last year was the first time that he's looked good, really ever. He was okay in Green Bay. And that team was not great. And he played all right, okay? Like, it doesn't sell me just a small sample size in New Orleans. I know he's got the same offensive coordinator that he's under in Clint Kubiak here, but if Kansas City and Buffalo say, yeah, he's not good enough, we're better without him, why is Seattle better with him? And I don't like him as a number 3 receiver. I would like to see either Torrey Horton pass him up on the depth chart or bring in another receiver because If MVS is the number 3, that doesn't make me feel well at all. The best thing MVS can do is he can attract an occasional defensive pass interference penalty. Folks, want to make sure not only you're subscribed to Seattle Seahawks Today, but also that you are a part of the Noti Gang. What is the Noti Gang, Tyler? Well, glad you asked. Those are the folks that have their notifications turned on. They're the first to know when we have brand new content here on Seahawks Today, whether it's a live show, breaking news. Believe me, there's going to be plenty of breaking news over the coming weeks throughout training camp, folks. And, I'm taking vacation here, and if something happens, I'm still bringing you a video on the channel as quick as we can. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications. Hit that Noti bell and join the Noti Gang. If you're part of that Noti Gang, spam Noti Gang in the comments. Subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. Bob Barker, the price is wrong, bitch, checks in. Could the Seahawks trade for Terry McLaurin? So at the time of this recording on Wednesday, Terry McLaurin is not too pleased with the Washington Commies. He wants a new contract. He's earned it. He's been one of the most consistent receivers in football. You can see all those 1,000-yard campaigns playing alongside some pretty awful quarterbacks, like our old friend Sam Howell, Jacoby Brissett. Who are some of the others that were pretty bad there in Washington? Taylor Heineke, just to name a few. All right, even with all that bad quarterback play, still was really good. And then last year gets to play with Jaden Daniels, who already looks like an elite franchise quarterback. And he had the best season of his career. 82 catches, nearly 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 13.4 yards reception. Terry McLaurin is that dude. But here's the thing. If Seattle is going to go shopping on the receiver market, I don't think that's the type of receiver you're looking for. All right? You need a bigger guy. You need somebody to kind of stretch the field a little bit. I like Terry, but he's not what Seattle needs at this point. And you have to pay him and give up a lot in the trade market as well. I don't think that they are going to pull that trigger and go for Terry McLaurin. We'll see. Folks, your chance to be the GM here on Seahawks Today. Should the Seahawks trade for Scary Terry? Type T for trade, P for pass. Way in the comments section. Let us know which one you think. Alexa's checking in. So Alexis wants to go with me to Phoenix. And she says that she would like to get to know me, and I have nothing to lose. Chat, should I bring Alexis with me to Phoenix? Let me know. Alexis writes, #Seahawks. Tyler, do you think Byron Murphy will have a breakout year this season? Alexis, yes, I do. I think Byron Murphy was better than what he was given credit for last year. Maybe the numbers weren't there, but I think that the numbers will follow this year. I think when you look at this Seahawks defense, there's too many guys to account for. When you talk about Ernest Jones and Uchenna Nwosu and Boye Mafe and DeMarcus Lawrence and Tyree Snyder and Leonard Williams and Jaron Reed, there will be openings for Byron Murphy because of how many players opposing offenses have to take account for. He's a big dude. The guy could probably eat all 185 pounds of me alive. I would not want to get in a fight with a guy that's got Chosen One on his neck tattooed by any stretch. Yeah, I feel pretty good about Byron Murphy this year. Thanks, Alexis. Stanley writes in, Fearless Leader. Is that the Farmers Insurance guy? No, text says no, it's not. My dad used to work for Farmers. He works for AAA now. We are farmers. That's actually Professor Burke, who is the Farmers guy. Fearless Leader, what do you think about trading for Cole Kmet? So there are rumblings that the Bears, could be looking to move on from Cole Kmet after drafting Tyler Warren. Kmet's been decent. You see the stats here. He sure knows how to find the end zone more than Noah Fant. That's for damn sure. Noah Fant with one touchdown catch in the last 2 seasons. But I don't know, man. Like, if you're Seattle here, if you're moving on from Noah Fant, the idea isn't replacing him with another tight end. it's promoting Elijah Arroyo and A.J. Barner and rolling with those guys. You got to pay Cole Kmet, and then you have to also give up draft capital. And when you take the touchdowns out of the equation, when you just look at the other statistics, you're not really getting a whole lot more than what you had in Noah Fant anyway. So for me, it's a no from me, dog. Shout out Randy Jackson. You young ones don't know. You didn't get to watch American Idol back in the day with Simon and Paula and Randy. But no, Cole Kmet, I'm out on that idea. Show the Seahawks trade for Cole Kmet. Why for yes, in for no. Way in the comment section. Tell me which way you lean towards, if they should make a trade for him or not. Lon writes in. Got time for a couple more questions here. Is there a good right guard we could get with the money? Dalton Reisner is the answer. We talked about him earlier this week. He's a guy. Brandon Scherf is a possibility. Shaq Mason. Yes, there are plenty of options out there. I think Seattle is likely going to let training camp play out and see what they have with Christian Haynes and Anthony Bradford. And if they don't like what they see, then they potentially go another direction. I believe this is the last question. Seahawk fan Jay, are we going to sign Micah Parsons? Well, first off, the Seahawk fan Jay, I hate to burst your bubble here, but he's not a free agent, so you can't sign him. You'd have to trade for him. And then, as far as a trade goes, the trade package would be insane. The amount of money you'd have to pay him would be absurd. So, short answer, no, they're not trading for Micah Parsons. Although I'm sure Mike McDonald would love to have Micah Parsons on his team. I think the Cowboys are going to re-up with Micah and keep him. Thanks for joining us here on Seahawks Today. Subscribe now for free. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. YouTube.com/SeahawksTV. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.